Then I shoot my shot and stuck a wild way it's going in.
Cross niggas like Bubba Chuck, I never gave a fuck. Hook shot a hole like Kareem, but I never lead a bus.
I hit that Ginobili with my left hand on like woo.
Bitch, you weren't with me shooting in the gym?
Wrong nights I perform like Mike. Anyone, Tyson, Jordan, Jackson, action.
James Harden with the range on me, nigga, way back.
Michael Jordan, 1985, bitch, I traveled with a cocaine circus.
And you can live through anything if magic made it.
Yeah, the whole league looking different when the Knicks are on fire. What up, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and don't panic quite yet. Knicks rotation's looking alright. Julius Randle out here getting reincarnated. Eastern Conference going through a lot of changes. A lot of teams coming off their high horse right now. This pandemic season got things looking a lot different. But before I get to my quick hits on our beloved Knicks, I know you guys got a lot of interests, a lot of different hobbies. Check out my weekly gems. We got music playlists, cookbooks, motivational, spiritual, and business books. Just a few things to keep you in the know and help you filter out a lot of that bullshit that comes your way today. So check it out. Now, our beloved Knicks have had a great start to the season, and so far we've seen them have great camaraderie with everyone on the team. Good vibes so far, and there's also a healthy mix of just competition at every single position that keeps guys on their toes. And the main Knick that has showed up so far has been Julius Randle, as we all know, looking like baby LeBron out there, averaging 23 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Jesus. I mean, he's really found a flow within Thibodeau's offense as he's the main decision maker. But unlike last year, we don't see him fall into that same rut of just dribbling the ball into a dead-end zone or making a bunch of stupid mistakes. Because in the previous season, only 20 other guys in the NBA had more turnovers than Julius Randle. So it was a major adjustment for him to be the main guy in an offense in which the Knicks didn't really have a system in place. But this season, we're seeing Randle make quicker decisions, and Tibbs in his offense, because the limited shooting that we have, there's a lot of dribble handoffs. And Randle seems to have worked out a nice sweet spot, especially with him and RJ, since they play together the most and play the most minutes. That dribble handoff is working for those two really well in particular. But it's nice to see Julius Randle doing his thing. He's always had this potential. And I said last season that Julius Randle was one of these players that have yet to find an NBA team to make a home and actually grow and build with. Sort of in a similar situation Dennis Smith Jr. is in, except Julius Randle has always shown that he has flashes of potentially being that guy. And make no mistake about it, Julius Randle, especially when we signed him last season, he represented a very unique opportunity for the Knicks. Because we struck out in some of the bigger names in free agency, he presented an opportunity for us to take advantage of another team's mistakes, aka the Lakers' Magic Johnson just letting Julius Randle go for nothing. It gave us a chance to flip him to becoming a very key contributing piece to a team. The same way sort of other teams had flipped other players that used to be on the Knicks, aka Trevor Ariza, Tim Thomas, and recently Justin Holiday. We've seen these guys leave the Knicks and other teams lucked up and got these guys and they became big time contributors. And for once, it looks like this shit could flip our way with Julius Randle. Now let's also keep in mind that Julius Randle is on his final year of a contract that's very incentive based. He does have up to $1 million extra in bonuses if he makes the All-Star game, All Defensive Team, or if the Knicks make the playoffs. And we also got to look at the fact that Leon Rose and his front office team used their lottery pick on a power forward. So when Toppin comes back, I like to see how this dynamic plays out. Maybe they move Julius to the 5 and they play together, but I don't want to jump the gun on anything. But for now, I'm just enjoying the way Randle is playing. It's good to see that he's cutting down on some of these turnovers. It's still scary as fuck to watch him dribble the ball up and down the court, Because we all know, man, it's a matter of time before he turns that shit over. But it's always good to see guys improving under our watch, especially due to the fact that the media always trying to apply pressure on the Knicks to get a superstar. Remember this past offseason when they was pressuring us to get Russell Westbrook? Now look at us. We potentially got Randle's game up, and then Russell Westbrook is doing him in Washington with their 2-6 record. Like I always tell you guys, don't believe the hype. Now speaking about that Wizards record, and some of these teams' slow start, the Eastern Conference is kind of going through a shift. And keep in mind that this is a short season. So guys that are starting off slow, they're going to have to work their way up because we're already in January, about to hit February, the 70-game season. And we already noticed a few teams that are already out of whack. Like I mentioned before, the Washington Wizards with their slow start, even though they have Bradley Beal, they have Russell Westbrook, and they also have their offseason signee Bertans, which they spent a lot of money on, but it seems like they're working his way into getting into game shape. But if you continue on looking at the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors this season so far, they're surprisingly bad, and they've dropped way off the standings. And then you can also look at the recent injury to Markelle Fultz being out for the rest of the year. That's definitely a blow to the Orlando Magic. There's going to be a few teams that's going to get brought back down to earth. And with the playoff seeding, including up to the 10th seed in the knockout round, it gives plenty of opportunity for the Knicks to get in there. And one thing I'm seeing that's mainly going to get us in there is not only the tone that Thibodeau had set for the team, it's mainly the fact that we have a healthy dose of competition at every single position. If you look at guys like Austin Rivers and Quickly coming off the bench, that's a nice combo right there for shooting and defense. And it also keeps Alfred Payton on his toes so he can cut down on those damn turnovers that he had in the first couple of games. Also, guys like Alec Burks and Reggie Bullock could keep guys like Kevin Knox grounded, as they're always on his heel to take minutes away from him, especially when their jump shots are on point, especially Alec Burks. Of course, Julius Randle and Obi Toppin at the power forward position, battling for minutes. Julius Randle is the captain of the team, and as he's shown the young bull the ropes, it can give Obi Toppin some sort of reference guide on what it takes to take his spot. And the same thing applies for Mitchell Robinson, because Julius Randle can also play at the 5, but at the same time, Nerlens Noel is always on the heels to take a few minutes away from Mitchell Robinson, especially if he can't stay away from foul trouble. And also the Knicks' new signee, Taj Gibson, you know, that OG vet, sort of like Marcus Camby or Kirk Thomas, can keep Mitchell Robinson grounded. This roster construction, along with the coaching staff, sort of gives me the same vibes of that 2012-2013 Knicks with Jason Kidd, Rasheed Wallace, Carmelo Anthony, Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, Steve Novak. It sort of has that blend of mid-level guys, old school vets, young guys, and a defensive-minded coach. And you're sort of seeing how all these worlds are coming in together in unison, and this shit looks beautiful. It is what it is. Until next time, you guys stay safe. Peace.